Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. That streak of green surrounded by red desert is a spring and its runoff. The spring very well may produce water year-round, and I love searching the desert around springs. Animals as well as people would have come to the spring for as long as that spring's existence. And on this trip I would find a very peculiar sight near this spring. As I wandered the drainages near the spring, I came upon a fairly large rock ledge. The rock was one big piece of sandstone that was angled just right to give a good area of protection just above the drainage. It's worth mentioning that the drainage was covered in animal tracks as well. As I examined the surface area of this practical shelter, I discovered lithic debris indicating tool processing, and I also found many pot sherds. The pottery was a corrugated style. This type of pottery was popular during the Pueblo II period, which could make it around 1,000 years old. The hunter in me speculated this spot could have been a prehistoric hunter's blind. Why chase animals when all you'd have to do is wait under a rock ledge and ambush them as they walk the drainage? That type of pottery would have been used as jars or jugs, so people could have sat under that ledge, working their tools, then lay in wait for whatever would come down the drainage heading to the spring, and they would have had containers holding water and food. It's a thought. Please join me as I head out into the desert to discover what once was. All right, so what we're looking up right here, this is all just runoff from the spring. So wherever there's a water source in the desert, animals and people are going to be around it. So hunters, prehistoric hunters that is, would have stayed close to this area, not just for the water of course, but for the abundance of game. So I'm just wandering around the area to see if I can run into anything. So if you notice on the ground here, the ground is completely covered in animal tracks. I mean, my dog's just losing her mind right now because she can smell the deer, but it's obviously because it's a source of water in the desert. Animals are here and they come here all the time. So here, look at this. I come over to the next thing and here's another drainage. It's just all water in here. So this is heavily frequented by animals. And if this is a water source, a year-round water source in the desert, then it's a no-brainer for people to lurk about it, waiting for animals to come and drink and ambush them. So what I do is I usually kind of start at the spring or near a spring or water source, whatever that may be, and then I kind of circle, make larger circles going out from it, kind of search in the area. If I go up to like high points on the top of hills or wander drainages, usually I just kind of think, if I were a hunter currently, where would I go to, watch for animals, wait it out, things like that. So I think logically like that, and
that's generally where people, say 1,000 years ago, they would do the same. They would go to the top of a hill, or, you know, underneath big rocks for cover. Or, look at this. Here's some lithic material right here. That's chert. That's been knapped. You know? So this is great. Anyway, that's my reasoning. Oh, that looks good. So this is what I look for. That is a big kind of rock ledge right there. This would have been excellent protection from, you know, to get out of the sun or the rain for a minute. Huh. It looks interesting. Look at, I don't know, the ground just looks, yeah. I bet this was a spot. It's just, oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Is that what I think it is? That's a piece of pottery right there. I'll go in for a close-up in a second. I'm just going to walk around this. Oh, yeah, there's lithic material. Oh, look at that. On the surface here, that's lithic material. That's obsidian. Well, there's more obsidian right here. Flaking. This is depotage, lithic material. This is residuals from stone tool making. There's more lithic material there, flaked off. Okay, this is a very interesting spot. So, well, I think it's evident prehistoric people were in here. Definitely making tools, and there was some look like corrugated pottery as well. So this was a spot. I can only see what's on the surface. I can only, you know, have a look at that. I can't disturb things. So, but this would have been a good spot. There's a pack rat midden in there. So, not that it has anything to do with anything, just a notation there. A lot of times, you really got to take a minute and look at the surface here, and then you start discovering things. Wow, it's fascinating. So it's obvious people were right here working on their tools. There's even pottery, so they had containers possibly holding water since the spring is nearby, and they were working on their tools here, maybe waiting for animals. They creep up to the top of a hill, which is right over there, and get their tools ready and do the deed, you know, ambush an animal. This is fascinating. Oh, there's another piece of pottery on the surface right here. That is a piece of pottery. Corrugated, look at that. All right, so people were in here making tools. They had vessels, either holding water or food or both. Oh yeah. I would have been in here. Get out of the sun, chill out, wait for the animals to come. There's even a big rock here. It's been cleanly smacked off there, so I don't know, that might have had some type of usage. You know, looking at it now, this might have been like a, hell, this might have been a hunter blind, to be honest with you. Maybe there was an old wall here that they hid behind, and they just wait. There's lots of animals tracks in this wash here. They just wait for the animals to come by. Pop! They would have had cover from the sun and cover from above. They could have sat right here. They've got the water, they got the food with them, work on their tools, and wait for animals. Animals, like people, will take the path of least resistance, so why go up and down the hills when you can just walk a nice sidewalk wash like this? It makes perfect sense. So I might be an old prehistoric hunting blind. I bet. Yeah. All right, let's have a close-up of the pottery. This is the second piece I found, so this is corrugated. Good look at that. Yep. There you have it. There's another view of the first piece I came across. So this is on the surface. We're just going to look at this. Oh, yeah. Seems to be of a little different texture. There you have it. Oh, there's a bigger piece right here. I didn't even see that one. Whoa, look at that. It's a big old piece of pottery. Check that out. So as I just really take my time and kind of stare at the surface here, I'm finding a good amount of pot sherds. It's pretty much, there's little pieces here, like in there. There's a piece of, some of the pieces I did a close-up of. And there's another little piece right here. Initially, it kind of blends in because it's kind of similar in color to a lot of the other rocks, but just take a second and oh wow, there's more still in the ground here. There's that big piece. Wow, there's actually quite a bit of pottery. So I don't necessarily think this was a habitation spot, like someone lived in here, but I think it was frequented so often that people probably had vessels with food and water in here, maybe as like a semi, permanent place for a hunting camp or something. I don't know. It's just, since it's so near spring, and there's quite a bit. Here's more lithic material in here. There's more pottery right there. There's lots of lithic material and pot sherds in here. So, it looks like the way the rocks are that there might have been some type of, I don't know, a wall or something. Maybe there was sticks up against the front of this thing, like a total blind. That's just what I'm thinking. I could be completely wrong. It's my own speculation, but it's a good spot if you wanted to sit around and wait for animals to pass by. And then there's even more. That's obsidian, lithic material there. So the obsidian, it was imported in. It's not from here. It's to the north, a good, I don't know, at least 100 miles to the north of here. So that was traded in, was brought in, imported in. But someone had it right here. Yeah, this is a fascinating spot. Just kind of being careful where I step. I don't want to. Yeah, real fascinating. All right, man. That's a good morning. There you have it. Possible prehistoric hunting blind. Well, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Fascinating spot. Folks, got lots more content on the way. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It is free. It helps the channel tremendously. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.